I'm here to tell you a story as deep as the wrinkles that 90 years have etched on my face. In 1934, when I was born on the Cherokee Reservation, we had only been citizens for a mere decade. But that title was an empty promise. As a child, I couldn't understand. Why didn't we have electricity or running water in our home? Why did we have to leave for the cities? Why were our songs and stories fading away? The Indian Relocation Program of the 1950s uprooted us. Who acknowledged the tears of those who lost their homeland? In the 60s and 70s, many of our native sisters were forcibly sterilized. Our future, our children. Can you imagine the pain of mothers who would never hear their children's laughter? In schools, our children weren't taught to dream. Until 1972, our education was merely something to be managed. The shadow of despair grew darker instead of the light of knowledge. There were hospitals to care for the sick, but they had little to offer in terms of treatment. Our lives hidden behind the excuse of budget shortages. Who measured that weight? It wasn't until 78 that we could pray in our ancestral ways. For so long our spirits had been imprisoned, voting. How long did we have to wait for the right contained in that small piece of paper? In Arizona and New Mexico, it was 1948, just 70 years ago. But folks, this story doesn't end in the past. Even today, our lives suffer from unjust policies. At this very moment, our sacred lands are under threat. The reduction of Bears Ears National Monument, the construction of the Dakota Access Pipeline. This isn't just about territory, it's trampling on our identity, our very souls. Water. Even water, the source of life, is becoming a luxury for us. 40% of the Navajo Nation still lacks access to running water. Hard to believe this is the reality in 21st century America, isn't it? Our women, our sisters, continue to go missing and be murdered. Yet the federal response to the missing and murdered Indigenous women crisis remains inadequate. Are our lives worth less? During the COVID-19 pandemic, we experienced the stark inequality in healthcare services. Even in vaccine distribution, we were an afterthought. Our very right to survive is being discriminated against. The education gap persists. In the era of remote learning, many native students are falling behind, unable to even access the internet. A new form of discrimination in the digital age. All of this is our reality. Not stories of the past, but things happening right now, at this very moment. But we don't lose hope. Change is possible, and that change starts with your attention. Please listen to our stories, recognize our struggles, and act with us. Your voice can become our voice. Your hands can reach us. Together, we can break these long-standing chains of inequality. Together, we can create a just future for all. Please stand with us. Your concern, your action, will be the first step in writing a new history. We are one. We are strong. And we will never give up. For the future we'll create together. Reach out your hand at this very moment.